Welcome to the Safelite Derive Efficiency instructional video tutorial. Today you will learn locating the vehicle's emission sticker, dashboard disassembly, locating the factory OBD2 port, connecting the Derive programmer, and programming the vehicle. Here I'm going to identify where the emission sticker is located at under the engine's compartment. So all we're going to do is open up the hood. The emission sticker on this vehicle is located right on the hood, and what we're specifically looking for is what size engine this is, and this engine tells me it's a 3.7 liter engine. You'll want to remember that because when it comes time to program this vehicle, you'll need to select the correct engine size for the Ford Transit. Now here, this is the lower dash, and this is what we're going to concentrate on, which is located directly below the steering column. And it is held in by clips only, so it's going to be very easy to take apart and put back together when you're all done. First thing that you want to do is put your right hand in here, and we're going to unclip the top of this lower dash. All you do is pull, and see how easy that is. Now we're going to come to the other side of the steering column and do the same thing that we did to the left side, and that's just pull firmly. Then down at the bottom you're going to pull the rest of the way out. As you can see here, these are the type of clips that we're holding this dash in place below the steering column. It's got a total of 8 clips, 3 on the left side, 3 on the right side, and 2 in the middle. These will line back up when we go to put this back in after we're finished programming the vehicle, and all you will have to do is press firmly against the dash itself so that the clips go back in the proper holes. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to try to locate where the actual OBD2 port is hooked up to the GPS system. As you can see here, this is looks like it is the OBD2 port, but it is actually a pigtail that's coming off of this connection right here, and only the factory can use this to communicate with the vehicle's computer system. So we have identified on this Transit that the OBD2 port and the GPS system are hooked up right here, and we can pull them out just a little bit. So as we see here, the OBD2 port is connected actually to the GPS system and is held in place to make sure that it does not come apart by a zip tie. So we're just going to cut that zip tie. And then we're going to actually pull this apart just like that. That's how easy it is to disconnect the OBD2 from the GPS system. This is the Ford programmer that we're going to use to actually program the Ford Transit. As you can notice here, this programmer tells you it is a Ford, so we know we have the right programmer for the right vehicle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to unleash this cord here, give a little bit of room. Now what we're going to do is take the end of the programmer and plug it into the factory OBD2 port. And you want to just make sure you slide it all the way in. As you can see now, the programmer is powered on. Its power source comes directly from the OBD2 because there are no batteries in this programmer. So once this powers on and you come up to your 3 icons, which is your main menu, this is where you're going to start actually programming the vehicle. Now one of the things that you want to do as you follow the instructions on the screen here of this programmer is that when it tells you to turn the key off and on, please do so. The programmer tells you to turn the key off and on please follow the instructions that are on the screen of the actual programmer. So when it tells you to turn the key on, what you want to do is you want to turn it all the way on to where everything lights up on the dashboard. In this manner, the programmer can now talk to the vehicle's computer system. When it tells you to turn it off, you turn the key off, and then it may tell you to turn the key back on again. You turn the key back on all the way to where everything lights up on the dashboard. And you're going to follow the instructions that are on the screen. As I mentioned before, when you plug in the programmer to the factory OBD2, as you noticed at the beginning of the screen, it said Safelite on it. Then it went to Derive Efficiency. Now it's at its main menu, and this is where we're going to start to program the vehicle. So what you want to make sure is that the program vehicle, Derive, is highlighted. As you can see, you can scroll here, you can scroll back and forth, but automatically that comes up is program vehicle. You want to press the select button, and that's kind of like your enter button, and then it will take you to the next screen with two icons. You can either return it to factory settings, which is stock, or we can install the actual program itself. The vehicle tune for this van is already preloaded into the programming device. Again, it's highlighted Install Derive Efficiency, so we want to press select to continue. Now it's telling me to turn the key on, but do not start the engine. As previously mentioned, at this point, this is where we want to turn the key on to the second click to where everything lights up on the dashboard. Press select to continue. Right now it's going through is reading the vehicle information to make sure that it's compatible. And as you can see, there's a status bar. This status bar tells you the progress of this specific function. Now, the next screen that pops up is going to be the engine. So I want you to select the engine size. In some cases, there can be several different engine sizes show up on this screen. What you want to do is make sure that, as we've already identified, this is a 4.6 liter engine. So we want to highlight the 4.6 liter E series, it's Econoline, and press select. Now at this point, it's asking you, do you want to do the standard install or go to advanced install? The standard install, which is already highlighted for you, is the actual pre-programmed tune that your corporate office wants us to put on this vehicle. So you press select. The next screen that pops up is program vehicle. Do you want to begin the program or do you want to cancel? At this point, if you think that you selected the wrong engine, you can scroll down and press cancel. But we know that we selected the correct engine on this van, and so what we want to do is highlight begin program and press select. Now it's going to start going through a series of screens, and the first thing that it does is it uploads the stock information from this vehicle, and at this point, that's when this device records the VIN showing this van was tuned a specific way. And again, you're always going to see the status bar. Now you can see at the bottom here where it says do not unplug. While this vehicle now at this point is being programmed and recording information as well, do not turn the key off, do not remove the key, or do not unplug this device. By doing so, it will actually prevent this vehicle from starting once everything is done, and you could get some error messages. So you want to make sure that if you have to leave this vehicle for any reason at this point, that you tell the driver or anyone surrounding this vehicle that it's being programmed, don't take the key out, don't turn it off, and don't unplug this device. As you can see by watching the status bar, it's uploading the stock information and it's 95% complete. You may hear the vehicle's tone system chime up. There's nothing to worry about. Now it says the upload is complete. Now it's going to go through a series of screens that have really nothing to do with programming the vehicle. It's just making sure that all the information that's been collected is accurate and correct. And now it's setting up the device to get ready to load or download the program onto the vehicle. Sometimes this can take several minutes. As we see here now, it's now beginning to download the standard install package that your corporate office has selected for this vehicle. And again, it's always going to give you a status bar. And again, just as a reminder, do not unplug this device from the OBD2 port. Do not turn the key off or do not remove it. As you can see here, the status bar indicates that it's 99% complete, now 100% complete. That doesn't mean that the program is finished. It has to go through and still continue to talk to the ECM for a few more seconds. Now it tells you it's downloaded. Still, do not turn the key off or do not unplug. The device will tell you to do so. As you can see now, it says turn key off, install is complete, press select continue. So first what we're going to do is turn the key off. We're going to remove it, and then we're going to press select to continue. And as you can see, it goes back to the main menu, and so that means this download of this vehicle for the programming is complete. Now when the device tells you that the download is complete, that you can turn the key off, what we want to do is actually now disconnect the programmer from the factory OBD2 port. And all you're going to do is pull gently, just like you did before with the GPS system. It will come apart, and then all you're going to do is reconnect this OBD2 back into the GPS system, just like that. You're going to push it back in up underneath the dash, and now we can reinstall the dash. Now we can put the dash back together and put it in place right below the steering column. The first thing you want to do is you want to line up the bottom holes to where the clips are going to go, and then you're going to come up and put the clips all in the other place, and then basically pound to where they all snap.